I'm a student in the Gerontology program at the University of Utah. I'm a second-year student in the master's program, and I am studying aging.
Back in the 1970s, the Administration on Aging saw the age wave coming, so to speak, so they decided to put some money into the development of gerontology programs in many colleges and universities to educate students to deal with an increasing aging society.
People's first question to me is, what is gerontology? And I explain that it's studying aging from a social perspective.
Where geriatrics is just that more biological, medical model, gerontology is the social, sociological, behavioral, psychological angle or model.
I consider gerontology at the crossroads of a higher education experience and occupational opportunity. This is an approach that looks at the human experience, the aging experience, from many different angles and perspectives.
Gerontology gives people across many disciplines, across many professions, a common language to tailor the work of their own profession or discipline to the needs of the older adult and their families and society at large.
People's next question when I say I'm studying gerontology is, what are you going to do with that degree? And I flip that question on its head and say, what couldn't you do?
I don't see an area of life or a profession or a career that's not going to somehow be affected by the aging society.
And this is one of the beauties about gerontology is it's intersect with so many other fields.
I have students who are in my classes from sociology, psychology, economics, human development, political science, the humanities, fine arts.
Maybe you're an architect, but you're gonna have to learn how to deal with the older population. What kinds of things are specific to their needs as they age? And we're all gonna age, hopefully.
We are empowered as adult learners and responsible as adult learners to reach into the campus and the community for faculty mentors, into departments for classes, and into the community for meaningful work.
When I first started off in the field, we were hearing about the baby boomer cohort and the fact that it was going to get older, and that when those 78 million individuals reached the retirement years, there was going to be a great need for professionals to serve them in all sectors.
50% of those aged over 85 have some kind of dementia, so this is really important that we know how to deal with this population.
Aging is part of life. It's not a negative or a positive. It is what it is. And one of the concerns as a nation is that we have a shortage of healthcare workers to take care of older adults. And I think that a certificate or a master's degree in gerontology puts you a step ahead.
When I started thinking about career change, I really had an interest in working with aging and older adults and found this position at the Center for Alzheimer's Care, Imaging and Research here at the university, and knew that I wanted to make this career shift. But I really felt like I needed some additional content in background and getting a good depth of knowledge related to older adults and kind of set the backdrop for the specific area where I ended up focusing my career.
I think a gerontology credential shows any prospective employer, for instance, that you have that specialized background in aging and aging issues. If this is a position where they're concerned about an aging clientele, that gerontology credential might give you that leg up.
Our faculty are seasoned experts in the field. They're fellows in national organizations. They've been doing this for decades. And that chance to work with them, I think, is just priceless. It's invaluable.
I've had story after story of students that have learned how to work with older adults, that these individuals are a little bit more complex, and there are ways to talk with these people and fall in love with these people.
I watched my grandfather age in a very, very poor way in terms of being socially isolated and ending up with Alzheimer's disease. I knew that I wanted to be different, and so I was inspired to go into gerontology to experience a different path. And I believe that I've learned a lot with the knowledge that I've acquired to not only help myself, but to help others who have an interest in optimizing their aging experience.
We have to get away from, and I think we are getting away from, this image of aging being a time of loss and deficit and decline, although we see some of that out there. But you have a lot of folks out there who are really living full lives. They're not just laying back on their porch watching the sunset. They're out there doing stuff. And I think that's what the future is going to be about.
To translate this into next generations who will be carrying this forward in best practices and evidence-based care is very exciting, since I will also be a recipient of those services.
So this is a degree and an education that helps me personally understand myself through the life course. And it also helps me understand others and gives me a useful tool as a professional.
Here we have a field that's this perfect mix between the professional and the personal. It gives us really, in effect, a chance to know more about ourselves.